Battleworld number 4, which was released few days ago, witnessed an epic fight between Korvac and the Avengers, who were summoned from different realities and found themselves stuck on a patchwork world and forced to fight in order to create Korvac's perfect timeline. We last saw how Korvac confronted the heroes and informed them that they have to outsmart and outfight their rivals to have a word in his perfect reality, while those who prove unworthy will cease to exist. Maestro attacked the heroes and overpowered them all, including King Thor, whose all power was diminished because Korvac teleported him into Battleworld without his hammer. Wasp, however, managed to stop Maestro by getting into his inner ear, and from there she reached his brain and messed with it, knocking him out cold. Later on, Hank located the wielder of the Starbrand, whose name is Ken, and decided to approach him with Carol. They introduce themselves to the young man and tell him that they are the Avengers and that they try to use their power to protect people. Hank says that together they can overpower Korvac, who brought them to this place, and get back to where they came from. But Ken says that he had a talk with Korvac about making a better world, and that he will try to convince him to let the Avengers be part of it. Starbrand attacks the heroes, remarking that they should surrender to Korvac, and says that he could end them all if this gets out of hand. King Thor punches Starbrand, but the people intervene and try to protect him, forcing Spider-Man to whip them all. Kushala then used her penance stir on Starbrand and put him down, making him feel all the pain he has inflicted on people. Suddenly, the people who tried to protect Ken vanished the moment he was defeated. Hank explains that this man's name is Ken Connell and that in his own reality he tried to rid himself of the Starbrand by transferring it to an object, not knowing that the Starbrand can only be given to other living beings, otherwise there would be a massive release of energy. The blast disintegrated the city of Pittsburgh, and the shockwaves destroyed its suburbs including this one. Hank then asked Kushala to cast an illusion spell on him to make Ken think that he is someone else. Hank takes the form of the old man, the first wielder of the Starbrand, and tells Ken that he gave him the Starbrand and now he has come to take it back, and says that it was a mistake to give such a powerful weapon to someone unqualified to wield it. Hank tells Ken that he always fails and that this is his chance to finally do the right thing. Ken gives the Starbrand to Hank, wishing that he had never seen it. Hank then says that he needs some time to study the new weapon and that they will face Korvac when he is ready. Korvac, however, appears and tells Hank that no spell could hide a battle like this, and that he owns Battleworld, and that it is time to put an end to all this mess. Hank tells Korvac that he is too late, and that he has the Starbrand, the cosmic weapon, which is only limited by the mind of its user, and Hank's mind has no limits. Hank blasts Korvac with the Starbrand, but Korvac did not even budge. Carol tells Hank that the blast would have killed them all had not she absorbed it. Korvac mocks Hank and tells him that wielding the Starbrand is more challenging than his brilliant mind realized. Carol then blasts Korvac, remarking that they will buy Hank some time to know more about the Starbrand. She also tells Bucky and Spider-Man to go find some backup, because they would be easily outmatched against Korvac. The heroes then join their forces and attack Korvac all at once. Korvac easily blocks the attack, remarking that he is a god, but Kushala blasts him and says that she is a demon, to be followed by King Thor and Luke Cage, who punch Korvac at the same time, but that wasn't enough to put him down. Korvac overpowers the heroes, remarking that he doesn't want to kill them for reasons of his own, but he could change his mind. Wasp then intervenes and tells Korvac that bringing them to this place was not about creating the perfect timeline, but has always been about him. Janet explains that she did not meet any version of Captain America, Reed or Sue Richards, Doctor Doom, or any powerful person who can stand up to Korvac's plans. He just picked old and weak versions of heroes who were affected by some trauma or mistake, or living in a horrible reality that they would do anything to escape from. There is something Korvac is trying to learn from these damaged heroes, and that's why he needs them alive, so that they would do what he can't. Korvac, however, tells Janet that he is too powerful to need anyone or anything. Thor tells Korvac that he's a coward because he separated him from Mjolnir, leaving it in his timeline. When Thor calls upon the hammer, it must always return to his hand, but Korvac tells Thor that the hammer did not return this time, and that perhaps he's not quite All-Father. Thor tells Korvac that he is mistaken and that Mjolnir always obeys him, even if hell itself stands in the way, but sometimes it takes longer to return. With that, Mjolnir lunges at Korvac from behind and penetrates his body. Thor then wields the hammer and challenges Korvac to an equal fight. Kushala uses the pin and stir on Korvac, who gets hurt, allowing Luke Cage to knock him down with a powerful punch, to be followed by Thor, who strikes Korvac with a massive bolt of lightning, seemingly finishing him. The heroes then feel an earthquake, and Thor says that Korvac held Battleworld together, and killing him must have caused troubles. Janet tells Hank that they need the power of the Starbrand to keep the world intact, but Hank is not sure he is ready to use the new weapon. King Thor says that his old power should be more than enough to save the world, when Mjolnir suddenly starts melting on Thor, turning him into a statue. Korvac then reveals that he is the one who did that, before ripping Kushala from the spirit of vengeance, seemingly killing her. He easily kills Luke Cage, remarking that his patience has limits. Korvac then subdues Storm by forcing her to live the moment when she was buried under the rubble of her childhood home. Carol lunges at Korvac and tells him that he is made of energy, and that means that she can absorb his whole being, but Korvac proves too powerful even for Carol to absorb, and knocks her down seemingly dead. Korvac then turns to Hank, wondering if he has seen enough of his power, or he still wanna challenge him. Hank decides to fight Korvac with the Starbrand, but Janet takes him down, remarking that she has seen enough, and that Hank would have no chance. Janet tells Korvac that she wanna make a deal, and that she would help him creating his timeline, but in return, she asks Korvac to bring back everyone he just killed, and give them a happy life in the new world. She also wants her Hank back and fixed, so he would not become this weak and broken version of himself. He was so afraid of hurting them, to the degree that he said they're useless, while everyone fought and died. She wants the confident, heroic and brilliant man she fell in love with, and not this one. Korvac agrees to Janet's deal, remarking that they have a bargain, and tells her to return with him to his control center to speak further, while Spider-Man and Bucky return with a powerful backup to put an end to Korvac's plans once and for all. I am not a huge fan of Battleworld stories, but I'll definitely review the finale of this run just to see how Korvac will be defeated. Let me know what you think about this event, and as usual, don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Thanks for watching, and Merry Christmas to you all.